What a crazy day in the stock market. What's going on, team? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. And in this video, I want to talk about how the debate had somewhat of an influence to this crazy market volatility. And it looks like it didn't last for a very long period of time. The market began to aggressively sell off. And again, please, these are just based off of articles that I read. You can share all of your opinions down in the comment section. And one of the things that we need to take into consideration is that we've talked about it before that, as we're going into the election, there is going to be a lot of volatility depending on which candidate ends up getting either elected as president or re-elected as president. And of course, based off of just previous patterns, not talking about any political views of my standpoint, it has happened before where, again, if most likely Trump gets reelected, that it would act as a bullish sentiment. And most likely if Biden, a Democrat, gets elected, then we'll most likely see that to be a bearish sentiment to the overall market. And I think what happened after the debate is a perfect kind of like example of what we are to expect for the next series of debates and leading up to the election. I think that this is something that we can all take as a grain of salt. It gives us a taste of what we can experience once a president either gets elected or reelected. And if you feel uncomfortable, then maybe you should either reduce the amount of money that you're trading with, reduce the amount of money that you're investing with, as again, things are going to get kind of choppy. And again, this is a perfect example. The debate, everything was going well. Based off of the series of articles that I read, this is not based off of my opinion. They said that Biden seemed to have walked away with the lead in this debate. In my honest opinion, if I can have one, I want to stay as neutral as possible, but with the idea that I don't feel like a lot of questions were answered during that specific debate for the short period that I watched it. And you guys can let me know in the comment section who you thought won, either Trump or Biden. I just think altogether there's a lot of like dissing between one another, and all the major topics were kind of like overlooked and not really spoken about. One of the things that we began to see is as they began to kind of call out that Biden most likely won this first debate, we began to see the market aggressively drop. And this happened up until kind of like midnight to 1 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Then we began to see consolidation. And then guess what? It just began to quickly recover as people began to realize that honestly this first debate really didn't mean much, right? There wasn't a significant winner. And then we began to see a pretty quick recovery. And again, just like I want to show my green days like yesterday, I need to show my red days. And I just didn't work well with this choppy market. There's no other way to put it. I took a couple bad trades. I took a couple heavy positions. And again, this is a perfect example. I really hope that you learn from my mistake, especially because of the election. I saw the market selling off, so I thought I was going to be able to do well with SQs. It recovered much quicker than I anticipated, and it began to be much more bullish, and it remained much more bullish for a longer period of time than I anticipated. With a heavier position size, and because of that quick change of direction, it just didn't help me out. So you guys could see right here all together on the day, I'm down about $1,000, which isn't anything crazy based off of my previous performance. But again, if you want to, earn those green days, you have to accept those red days. So I'm not super upset with myself. I did make a couple big mistakes, and it wasn't that they were so significant. It was that my position size, again, this is what I want to emphasize. My position size was very, very aggressive when direction was not clear and the market was very inconsistent and choppy, which is not a good mix, right? Like if the market is consistently selling off, very consistent, clear direction, then it makes sense on maybe why I have a heavy position size. But when we're getting a lot of consolidation and a lot of inconsistencies, that was a very simple mistake that really, if I reduced my position size, I probably would have only been down maybe $300. So altogether, the market has now kind of corrected itself. We're almost at a break even. It's almost only up 0.5%. We're testing the middle VWAP. It looks like it's almost trying to head right on back down. But the whole reason that I'm making this video is I wanted to update you guys on my positions, as well as I wanted to talk about this market volatility. And I wanted to talk about how the debates, most likely will continue to have this effect on the market. So make sure moving forward, if you didn't like how the market performed today and you didn't like trading today, then maybe saving those dates and leading up to those dates, it's not that you should be scared, right? You should never be scared to take advantage of an opportunity. as traders, as investors, it is our job to take initiative and take advantage of these opportunities. But it might mean that we could be a little bit more selective when we choose to invest in something or when we choose to trade something, right? It just means that we have to be a little bit more picky, especially if the market continues to be a little bit more inconsistent. This shouldn't have caught a lot of people by surprise, since not only us, but I'm sure a lot of other people have been talking about that during an election period, because of the unknown of who's going to get elected, if it's a Democrat or a Republican, there are going to be a lot of inconsistencies. So I'm really looking forward to it, and I really hope that you are as well. I just wanted to share my experience with you guys and my feedback based off of the overall performance of the market shortly after the debate, and what I'm doing in effort to, and doing my part in choosing to take advantage of these series of opportunities. So I really hope that I earned your thumbs up in this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'd love to have you guys join us for our live trading session tomorrow. If you guys think that you guys are ready, you guys can click the second link down below. I trade live every single morning, and actually right now, one of the things that we see going on, we have one more hour until the market closes, and we have /NQ that aggressively sold off, and now it has a lot of upside potential. So if we get confirmation that it breaks above the EMA line, then it has a lot of margin to recover, which means that if I buy more TQs as this thing begins to recover, then I should be doing pretty well. But yeah, I'll make sure that I keep you guys up to date. I really do appreciate you guys' time. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the live trading session. And until next time, take it easy, team.